Good morning! Your Brighter Music starts here. This is Music Zone with Asphere on Cool FM. You're listening to Cool FM. Cool FM is a TVH Group of Networks radio station. Sondo's greatest hits are here. You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 11.
Good morning, and welcome to koolNews at 11. Let's begin with this headline. When he introduced her to us, he said Ong was having problems regarding the payment of billings of Lucky Sort. They owe Pogar about $500,000 or US dollars. It was former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque who tried to persuade the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corp Pogar to renew the permit of an illegal Philippine offshore gaming operator Pogo that authorities raided in Porlac, Pampanga province last month. Pogo chair Alejandro Tanco made the revelation at Wednesday's continuation of the Senate investigation on the Pogo industry, which has been linked to many cases of murder, kidnapping, online scam, human trafficking, torture, money laundering, and other serious crimes. According to Tanco, Roque went to his office on July 26, 2023, after the former cabinet official had asked for a meeting. He said Roque accompanied Catherine Cassandra Leong, who was introduced to him as an official of Lucky Star 99 Outsourcing Incorporated, the Pogo company that the Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission PAOCC raided last month for its alleged involvement in cyber scamming activities. Roque, who had served as former President Rodrigo Duterte's mouthpiece for 4 years, had introduced himself as Ong's lawyer, Tanco added. He noted that Pagcor Assistant Vice President Joseph Maris Fernandez joined him in his meeting with Roque and Ong. Let me check if I have this connected. No, not okay. The Pagcor chief, however, quickly clarified that Roque did not try to use his influence as a former high-ranking government official in facilitating Lucky Sort's application for an extension of its gaming license. Roque was there in the meeting, but he did not pressure us. He was just asking us if we could help Ong, Tanco said in response to a question from Senator Risa Hontiveros, who presided over the 5-hour proceedings. He said when he introduced her to us, he said Ong was having problems regarding the payment of billings of Lucky Sort. They owed Pogar about $500,000 US dollars. Tanco recalled that Roque and Ong also asked for assistance regarding the approval of the Pogo firm's gaming license after the Pogo's board of directors approved a restructuring in its processing of permits for offshore gaming companies. Lucky Sort's license, he said, was set to expire in October 2023. Because we imposed new guidelines, they wanted to submit documents for Lucky Sort's reapplication, Tanco said. From its initial office area of 3,000 square meters, he said Lucky Sort had asked Poker to allow it to increase its office to 9,000 square meters, or 3 times bigger than its original space. Lucky Sort, as it turned out, had built 46 buildings inside a 10-hectare property that it leased in Royal Garden Estate in Porlac Town. In his testimony, Tanco said Ong told him and Fernandez that they had found out that their authorities representative Dennis Cunanan did not remit the money that Lucky Sort was regularly giving him to pay its monthly regulatory fees. Cunanan had been previously convicted 3 times for his role in the 10 billion peso pork barrel racket as the former head of the Technology Resource Center. Tanco said Fernandez had sent a letter demanding Lucky Sort to settle its unpaid regulatory fees for 6 months, which amounted to almost $500,000 or US dollars. Ong, he said, then asked him to allow the company to settle their financial obligations through staggered payments. Asked by Hontiveros if Roque followed up his request with Tanco, the PALCO chair said he actually communicated with Fernandez, who heads the state regulator's offshore gaming license department. Fielding questions from the senator, Fernandez confirmed that the former cabinet member called her 5 times and sent her a text message asking for an update on the request of Lucky Sort. He was just asking about the login documents needed to submit for them to comply, further this said. On May 4, she said she informed Roque of their decision to reject Lucky Sort's application. So he followed up a total of 6 times. That's already fair for the course, Honduras noted. But Roque rejected Tanco's claim, saying he only provided legal service to Wind Corp, or service provider of the Pogo company. He also alleged that Ong did not introduce herself to the Pogo officials as a representative of Lucky Sword. Roque's name first floated after the PAOCC personnel recovered from one of Lucky Sword's buildings a document that a former cabinet official had signed. I am not and have never been a legal counsel to any illegal Pogo. Neither was I counsel to Lucky Sword, the former cabinet official said in a statement. I also did not participate in preparing Lucky Sword's organizational chart, which identified me as their legal counsel, he said. Roque claimed that he only accompanied Ong because I thought Lucky Sword, Whirlwind's principal, was a victim of estafa. By way of accommodation, I joined Ong since I was then persuading Whirlwind to invest in energy projects of which I was the primary proponent, he said. Speaking with reporters after the hearing, Tanco insisted that Roque had served as Lucky Sword's counsel as shown by the organization chart that the Pogo firm had submitted to Pogo. He said that the document was attached to the company's application for a renewal of license, which it sent to Pogo in September 2023. Into the document they submitted, it stated there, Harry Roque, legal group, he said. Cunanan, in a statement issued on Wednesday through his lawyer, Froilan Sorigo, also denied statements linking him to the supposed meeting at the Pogo chair's office. Cunanan is unaware of the precise reasons why Ong and Roque felt the need to involve his name. However, it is evident that they engaged with Tanco to secure concession that served their own interests, doing so at the expense of Cunanan's reputation, it said. The statement noted that Cunanan, whose name is included in the list of individuals cited and condemned by the Senate panel for the refusal to attend the hearing, was no longer associated with Lucky Sword and was unable to defend himself, making him an easy target for blame. It said Cunanan had ceased his association with Lucky Sword months prior to the alleged meeting between Tanco, Ong, and Roque. The statement also claimed that Cunanan did not receive a subpoena for the Senate hearing in person, as he would have refuted these unfounded allegations directly. At the same time, it said that Ong, as the authorized representative of Lucky Sword, would have received notice from Bakar regarding the arrears as early as the second month of that year and would have been aware of any alleged embezzlement by Cunanan as early as February 2023, it said, pointing out that it is inconceivable that they would continue to entrust Cunanan with subsequent payments if he had indeed embezzled their money. The substantial amount of $500,000 allegedly embezzled by Cunanan should have prompted Ong or Lucky Sword to conduct an investigation and file a formal complaint, it said, considering that a sum of his magnitude, approximately 27 million pesos, would have undoubtedly left a discernible paper trail that relevant government agencies could have traced. In the other news, Albay 2nd District Representative Joey Calceda still believes the legal Philippine offshore gaming operators Pogo should be allowed to continue operating in the country, noting that the industry is gradually becoming more Filipino than Chinese. Calceda, in a statement on Wednesday, said that 25,000 Filipinos are direct Pogo employees, while 30,000 of 65,000 indirect hires are also Filipinos. The legal sector is now also becoming less and less Chinese and more Filipino. Filipinos now account for as many as 25,000 direct Pogo employees, with Vietnamese nationals now also outnumbering Chinese nationals. Calceda, who heads the House of Representatives Committee on Ways and Means, said. Among the indirect hires, Pagcor cites indirect industry estimates that put the number of indirect offshore online gaming workers at close to 100,000, of which roughly 65,000 are Filipinos and 30,000 are foreign nationals, he added. Regarding the crackdown on illegal Pogos, Calceda said that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration has done a good job of weeding out illegal Pogos from legal ones. Calceda, however, said he believes the government's efforts will be negated once Auto Pen is imposed. Calceda also echoed previous sentiments by House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez August that a total ban on pogos might only lead to workers within illegal operations moving on the ground, where tracking and taxation will be impossible. Resco recently said that they have submitted a recommendation to the president for a total ban of pogos in the country due to problems in how the games are being run. And 4 construction workers died while 2 other individuals were injured following a landslide in Antipolo City on Wednesday, according to the Bureau of Fire Protection. The BFP reported that the incident occurred while the victims were clearing a retaining wall they had dismantled in Fairmount Hills subdivision, Barangay de la Peste. The team tirelessly worked hand in hand and managed to rescue 2 people alive and was able to retrieve 4 casualties trapped under the soil and mud, the BFP said in a statement on Wednesday night. The Antipolo City Police Station confirmed on Thursday that all of the faculties, aged 32, 33, 37, and 56, were construction workers. Meanwhile, a 20-year-old construction worker and another resident sustained injuries, according to the police. Investigation disclosed that the victims were clearing the retaining walls foundations that have been dug, the police said in its spot report on Thursday. Suddenly, the natural soil collapsed and eroded toward the victims, it added. The search and retrieval operations took 2 hours, according to the authorities. And now it is time for cool weather, brought to you by the Pagasa weather specialist. Hang on, who is it? Aldi Zizar de Aurelio.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Narito ang ating weather update. Ngayong araw, makakaranas po tayo ng maulap na kalangitan na may mga kalat-kalat na pag-ulan at thunderstorm sa Palawan at sa Occidental na Mindoro dahil po yan sa epekto ng ITGZ o Intertropical Convergence Zone. Samantala, itong lalabig pong bahagi po ng Luzon kasama po ang Metro Manila ay magiging bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap ang kalangitan na may mga isolated na mga pag-ulan sa bandang hapon o gabi. Dako tayo sa Visayas at Mindanao. Dahil sa pag-iral pa rin ng ITCZ, inaasahan po natin ang maulap na kalangitan na may mga kalat-kalat na pag-ulan at thunderstorm sa Western Visayas, kasama na rin po ang Zamboanga Peninsula, Barm, Soc-Sargen, Lanao del Norte, Misamis Occidental at Davao Oriental. Samantala, ito pong lalabig pong bahagi po ng Visayas at ganun din po sa lalabing bahagi po ng Mindanao ay magiging bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap ang kalangitan na may mga isolated na mga pag-ulan. Itong mga pag-ulan nito ay kadalasan sa hapon o sa gabi. At yung makikita, halos buong bansa ay nakakaranas po tayo ng maulap na kalangitan dahil sa Intertropical Convergence Zone o ITCZ. Itong ITCZ ay magpapatuloy ang epekto nito bukas. Kaya bukas, makakaasa pa rin o makakaranas pa rin ng maulap na kalangitan na may mga kalat-kalat na pag-ulan at thunderstorm sa Palawan, Occidental Mindoro, Western Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, Soc-Sargen at Barm. Ibig sabihin, itong mga lugar po nasa kanlurang bahagi ng ating bansa ay makakaranas ng mga kalat-kalat na pag-ulan. Ngayon at bukas ay wala po tayong inaasang low pressure area o bagyo sa ating o sa loob ng Philippine Area of Responsibility. At ngayong araw, wala po tayong gale warning. Pero mag-ingat pa rin ating mga kababayan na babalak o may planong pumalaot ngayong araw dahil sa mga pag-uulan o inaasam nating pag-ulan dulot ng ITZ. Ang araw pong sisikat sa ganapong 5:34 ng umaga. Ang araw lulubog sa oras ng 6:30 ng hapon. Yan pong ating weather update mula sa Pag-asa. Ako po, si Alzar D. Aurelio.
And that has been the cool weather forecast from Pagasa. Alright, it is now 14 minutes after 11 and we will be right back for more headlines right here on Cool News at 11. Welcome back. Getting into the international headlines, as Taiwan's defense ministry said Thursday, it had detected 66 Chinese military aircraft around the island in the 24-hour window, a record high this year, a day after Beijing reportedly conducted military exercises in nearby waters. China claims some ruled democratic Taiwan as part of its territory and has said it will never renounce the use of force to bring it under Beijing's control. Thursday's record comes a day after Taipei spotted Chinese aircraft around the island that it said were headed to the Western Pacific for exercises with the PLA aircraft carrier Shandong. 66 PLA aircraft and 7 PLAN or planned vessels operating around Taiwan were detected up until 6 a.m. today, the Defense Ministry said in Thursday's statement. 46 of the aircraft crossed the sensitive median line bisecting the Taiwan Strait, a narrow 180-kilometer or 110-mile waterway separating the island from China. The ministry added it had monitored the situation and responded accordingly. The year's previous record was in May, when Beijing sent 62 military aircraft and 27 naval vessels around Taiwan. That occurred in the middle of war games Beijing launched on the heels of the integration of Taiwan President Lai Ching-te, who Beijing regards as a dangerous separatist. Taiwan Defense Minister Wellington Koo on Wednesday said the Shandong did not pass through the Bashi Channel, the area of Taiwan's southern tip where Chinese ships typically transit en route to the Pacific Ocean. Instead, it went further south through the Balintang Channel towards the Western Pacific, he said, referring to a waterway just north of the Philippines' Babuyan Island, about 250 kilometers south of Bashi. Neighboring Japan on Tuesday confirmed that 4 PLA Navy vessels, including the Shandong, were sailing 520 kilometers southeast of Miyako Island. Fighter aircraft and helicopters have been seen taking off and landing on the Shandong, it said. The Philippines military public affairs chief said they have received reports of a China-Russia exercise taking place in the Philippine Sea, though he did not comment about the Shandong directly. Tensions between Manila and Beijing have ramped up following a series of escalating confrontations over the hotly disputed South China Sea. The construction of the 23.36 billion peso Tarlac Pangasinan La Union Expressway extension, a project held by San Miguel Holdings Corp, is targeted to start by next year, according to the Department of Public Works and Highways. The PWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan, in a statement on Thursday, said that San Miguel and the government agency could now proceed with the detailed engineering design and right-of-way acquisition after signing the contract for the 59.4-kilometer tollway project. The road extension project will start from Tapalex in Rosario, La Union, and will terminate at San Juan, La Union. It aims to provide additional routes linking the Ilos region, Central Luzon, and Metro Manila. And now for the business headlines, and this will be qualified as international headlines too. CBS News President Ingrid Caprian Matthews said Wednesday she's resigning after less than a year in her role, and CNN announced that it was eliminating approximately 100 jobs in continuous signs of upheaval for the media business. Cyprian Matthews will continue to work as an advisor through the presidential election before exiting CBS News. She was named CBS News president last August. Her resignation came a few days after CBS parent Paramount Global announced it was selling control of the company to the entertainment firm Skydance, which is expected to make job cuts at CBS. Cyprian Matthews alluded to coming changes in the memo she sent to staff members. We all know our industry and company are going through a transformation, and a number of short and long-term decisions need to be made, she wrote. I do not want to be disingenuous with any of you about who should drive these decisions. Once one of the most powerful jobs in journalism, the broadcast network news president job is evolving into a secondary role under a corporate appointed manager. In the case of CBS, Cyprian Matthews has reported to Wendy Marahon, President and CEO of CBS News and Stations. CNN said it plans to debut its first digital subscriptions before the end of the year, as the news network leans into reshaping its business. The The network's plans were outlined in a memo sent to staff on Wednesday by CNN CEO Mark Thompson. Thompson said that the 100 jobs come out of a total workforce of around 3,500 people. He said that open rules were closed wherever possible in order to minimize the total layoffs. Media organizations, including CNN, have struggled to grow audience and revenue and have sought to diversify what they are offering to customers. Thompson said that CNN's digital strategy must be ambitious enough to deliver the audience and the revenue we need to maintain our unique journalistic firepower and succeed as a business. The executive said CNN will create subscription-ready products that offer news, analytics, analysts, and context in new formats. He emphasized that there will be an effort to keep users on CNN.com's website longer and finding ways to get them to return more. While CNN's digital products have primarily focused on text articles, Thompson said there will be a shift to more video content being provided. In the future, our digital products need to do a far better job of reflecting CNN's massive strength in video and anchoring reporting talent, Thompson said. The organization is also going to develop more news you can use for its audience with lifestyles and features content. Thompson said these products will provide the company with various monetization opportunities, including sponsorships, new advertising, and direct-to-consumer subscription. CNN will also be pushing more into artificial intelligence, Thompson said, and will look at how it can safely use the technology to serve its audience. Thompson, a former chief executive of the BBC and the New York Times, was named as the head of CNN in August 2023 and took over the role in October. He replaced Chris Litt, who was fired in June of that year. Thompson was credited with helping the Times transition to a digital-first organization more dependent on paid subscribers than the collapsing advertising market that has too many newspapers. In January, Thompson outlined the strategy to his staff that included a drastic modernization of the CNN.com website. And finally, S&P 500 tops 5,600 as Wall Street's record-breaking rally keeps rolling. The S&P 500 jumped 1% and topped the 5,600 level for the first time. The Nasdaq Composite also rallied to the 7th straight gain and added 1.2% to its all-time high set a day before. The Dow Jones Industrial Average meanwhile swung 429 points higher, or 1.1%. And that is it for koolNews at 11. As always, you can send a news tip or feedback to us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And with that, I am Aspir, and we will see you later for more headlines with koolNews at noon. Goodbye for now.